right, welcome back to the Wholesome Financials Podcast. My name is Austin,
Susie.
and we're here to talk about soft pull business credit cards, right? Some of our favorite products, which you need to know about them, and then some just our favorite things about them, right?
Yep.
So diving into it, which card do you want to start with first?
Today we're gonna go first talk about the GM business credit card.
Nice. Okay. Now, I believe they pull from Equifax. Is that correct?
Equifax, yeah. So it's a soft pull. So they'll look at your Equifax soft pull wise, but you won't actually get a hard inquiry until you actually accept.
Now, real quick, before we dive down into the rest of these cards, what is a soft pull for those that
Yeah.
might not know what that is?
So a soft pull is the best way I can explain it. Honestly, it's like a peek through to your credit profile without like touching it.
Sure.
Because other banks like Chase, they'll peek, but they'll touch and leave an imprint.
Yeah.
Soft pull will peak, but they won't leave an imprint.
Gotcha.
So it won't negatively affect your credit report moving forward.
So you can go ahead and apply for these cards, but until you actually accept them, nothing has happened. Nothing impacts your credit. There isn't a hard inquiry or a hard pull.
Exactly.
So you can see what you qualify for and kind of test out the waters instead of just blind applying, which can negatively impact your credit. And now you have to remove all of these hard inquiries.
If you don't get approved, and
Yeah.
so it could be a bummer.
So it's a great strategy if you're trying to get business credit cards, starting with cards that have soft pulls, potentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Okay. So the GM business credit card, it has a soft pull, but it's pulling from the credit bureau Equifax, excuse me. What are some other aspects or data points about the card that you enjoy?
Yeah, so this particular card, you don't need a relationship with the bank before applying. Most business cards, you want to have a business bank account so that way you can form that relationship, but not with this bank.
Yeah.
It's strictly an online bank. They don't have a brick and mortar, and you simply could just apply. Literally, we can leave the link below so that you could just go and apply.
Nice.
So that's what makes it really easy.
And I believe it's also a 0% interest APR card, which those are our favorite.
Yes. So back in 2024, this card used to be 0% for 12 months. Things are starting to change in the funding space, and lending has gotten a little bit tighter.
Yep.
And so they scaled back from 12 months to 9 months now.
Got you.
So
Which is
just
still a
FYI.
good runway, but it's not as sweet as 12 or 18 months.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But for it being a soft pull and no relationship, 9 months, that's super sweet.
That's really good. On top of the potential credit limits, right? You can, if I'm correct, you can get anywhere from as low as maybe 9,000 to anything upwards of around 50,000, which if you want to qualify for any limit above 20,000, you need to make sure, everything's set up, your credit profile.
Yep.
If you need help trying to figure out how to qualify for high limit credit cards, reach out to us, go to wholesomefinancials.com, apply to work with us because this is what we do. But the potential is there. You can earn up to a credit limit of like 50,000, which is really good for 0% APR for 9 months.
Yeah, exactly. On the low end, like you said, I've seen like 5K, high end 50K. They usually average around 25 to 40K.
Yep.
So keep that in mind when applying.
Okay. And so is this I'm guessing you can personal guarantee or you can apply with your business credit?
No, this is just a personal guarantee.
Interesting. Okay.
That's why it's very important to have a 700 plus credit score.
Yep.
You don't want to have any collections, no late payments, no charge-offs. You want to make sure your inquiries are, within 3 or less in the last 6 months, because they are going to take a peek look, like I mentioned at the beginning, at your credit profile to see if they deem you worthy of being approved. So they're not going to look for income, no documents, no taxes, none of that. So your business could literally be 30 days old.
Nice.
And still get approved for 50K. However, you do have to have a strong credit profile to qualify and get approved.
Okay. And so what's the strategy? This is just us giving you free game. So what strategy would you recommend somebody that's trying to get a GM business credit card? They're trying to qualify for high limits. What would be your recommendation on how to go about? Should they just pull up the website, apply, hit the algorithm, let it determine, or what do you think?
Yeah. So because it's a bank that doesn't have a brick and mortar, the only way to apply is to actually apply online. So all you got to do is literally go on Google, type in GM business credit card,
Yeah.
pull it up, start applying. It's going to ask you for like your personal info, phone number, email, your social.
Nice.
And then it will ask you the information about your LLC,
Okay.
how much money you're making.
Mm-hmm.
But the key here to avoid that hard inquiry, because remember, soft pull will eventually take a peek. But if you accept the offer they're giving you, they're eventually going to do a hard pull and leave an imprint.
Yeah.
So the key is you apply. Let's say you get a $25,000 pre-approval.
Good limit.
And you're like, this is awesome. I'm accepting.
Yeah.
Before you accept, you want to open up a new tab on your computer.
Okay.
And you want to freeze your Equifax credit report.
So would you go to Equifax to do that? The Equifax website?
Exactly. Yeah. So Equifax, it's free to make an account. And then literally just freeze it.
Nice.
All right. Once it's frozen, you come back to that page that says you got pre-approved for $25K.
Yeah.
Now you accept, which means that you're getting the card without a hard inquiry.
Nice.
You can unfreeze the credit report once you get the card in the mail, just to be safe.
Yeah, for sure.
But that right there is a hack to avoid getting a hard inquiry and getting a high limit business card without a business bank account relationship. So.
And that's huge because people don't know the things that impact your credit score the most. And when it comes to applying for more cards, right? There's two ways to go about this. It's like freezing it and then applying is fantastic because it lowers the impact on your credit profile, on your credit score. Utilization has the highest impact, but the amount of inquiries you have play a big part.
Absolutely.
But if you're trying to apply for more and more business credit cards, maybe you're travel hacking, maybe you're credit stacking, whatever the case may be, you're in the game. The least amount of hard inquiries, the better, especially if you plan on going to major banks for funding, because they're going to look at these inquiries. Now, it's not hard to remove certain inquiries, especially like from bureaus like Equifax, but doing this strategy ahead of time saves you a lot of work on the back end, potentially money too, if you don't know how to remove those.
So inquiries, they're golden. So you want to use them properly.
Yeah, sparingly.
Like bullets.
Yeah, which is why there's a lot of strategies too on like when you're applying, like see if you can apply for multiple the same day. We'll get into some of those in future videos though. Yeah. Like how that works, but that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So rule of thumb, you don't want to have more than 3 in the last 6 months.
Yep.
After you get more than 3 in the last 6, you're going to start seeing denials. So FYI, if you're gunshotting and applying for a lot, you might start getting denied after the 3rd try.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how good your credit is, what your profile is. Banks are like, you look a little risky, you look a little thirsty.
You look thirsty.
Yeah, you don't want that.
You got to scale it back.
They're not going to swipe left on you. That's all I'm saying. You got too many inquiries. Okay, so that was the GM business card. That's first soft pull card that we like. The second soft pull business credit card we're going to talk about is the AMEX business card, right?
Yep.
Now, AMEX also pulls from Experian.
So they pull from Experian, but there's a caveat.
Yes.
Okay.
The AMEX, everyone's in the family. We call it the mob rule, the AMEX mob rule.
Yeah, exactly.
If you already have a card, business or personal, probably want to start with personal. Once you're inside, if you've been approved for a personal AMEX card, any card you apply for after that is automatically a soft pull.
Exactly.
Which is huge. And it's like when you talk about building relationships with banks, this is a very easy intro level play that you can run to build a relationship with a bank. And so it's so advantageous for you to just hit any AMEX product, get in the door, get approved, and then after that you can go window shopping without any repercussions.
Exactly. So it is a soft pull, but only to those who already have that personal relationship. If you don't, just be wary that you are going to have a hard pull. And so the strategy, to add to what you were saying, is to apply to a personal first, because anything after that, whether it be personal or business, it's a soft pull. Yeah. But if you apply for the business first, and then you want to go back and get a personal, you're going to get 2 hard pulls.
Okay. So
you can't do business and then personal. The strategy is personal, and then the gates are open.
That makes sense. Okay. Now, AMEX, they have a couple of business cards. I know I said AMEX business cards. Some of you guys are watching like, which one? Right. Yeah. They have the Blue Cash, or Blue Business Cash, right? Yeah. And what's the other one?
The Blue Business Plus.
Gotcha.
So it's like a play on words.
Gotcha. So Business Plus and then Business Cash. And both of them are zero.
Yeah, they're 0% for 12 months.
Nice.
And you can probably get them confused most times because they look exactly the same.
Yeah, a lot of products
like
do that. I
blue.
mean, it's the same thing. Chase is the same thing with the Business Unlimited and then the Ink Cash. Unless you're looking at the ink, unless you can clearly see that little silver cursive, they look the same.
Yeah, it's like, which one am I applying to? I don't know.
Yeah, it's all good. But okay, so what kind of limits can you expect? So let's say I get my personal card, I'm in the Amex family. What kind of soft pull limits can people expect if, their credit's stacked and their profile looks good?
Yeah, so honestly, I've seen on the low end like 2K, and on the high end 25. All right.
Okay.
So I'll explain a little bit more as to why some people get 2 and some people get 25, right?
Okay.
So 2K is for those people who've never had a relationship with Amex.
Yeah.
And they just went and applied to a business card off the bat, right? They got that hard inquiry. They're going to most likely give you 2K.
Yeah.
They don't know you.
Yep.
You've never banked with him. You're not in their family. They don't trust you at all.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this and you've gotten a 2K card, just know this is probably why. Now, those people that get 25 are the people that have had a relationship with Amex for a long time. Mm-hmm. They have a personal card. Maybe they have a charge card like a platinum, like a gold.
And they use it.
And they use it a lot and they pay it down. That's the key. If you have a platinum, if you have a gold, and you pay that thing down every single month,
Yep.
I almost guarantee you they're going to give you 25K.
Nice.
On the business side. If you do not pay your card down, if you leave a lot of debt on it on a monthly basis, you're not getting 25K.
Yeah. They want to see you use it. They want to give more credit limits to people that can handle credit. And so if you use a lot, pay it off on time, like those things, just in general, they blow up your credit score. But like personally for any of these institutions, they like seeing activity because they're not going to want to give you more if they're like, what have you done with the ones I already giving you? So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, they want to see you use it. And also, they're super like stingy if you've ever wronged them.
Yeah.
So
there's
like
no coming back.
Yeah. So like, let's say you personally have, a platinum gold or a platinum gold, a platinum and a gold.
Sure, I get it.
But you've missed a couple payments. Maybe you paid late. Maybe you're in their financial recovery program where you might have accrued too much debt. Now you can't pay it back. So they got you on like a little payment plan. They're not going to approve you for any type of business funding.
Yeah, once you burn them, you're done.
So it's better to treat these people with high respect.
Pay them first. Put on the automatic payments. Guys, don't get missed late payments. Those hurt you so bad because you can correct them on your credit profile, but your relationship, that bank might be burned.
It's done.
They're like, we don't like you. You can't sit with us.
Yeah.
Right? Mean Girls reference. It's not October 3rd, though. Okay, and last but not least, both these cards, the Business Cash and the Business Plus, are both PG cards. They rely on your personal credit, so you need a 700 plus credit score to get approved. No negative items, collections, charge-offs, things like that. You want to make sure it's pristine and clean because they're not letting you in there. Imagine walking to somebody's house, not taking your shoes off. You just truck through mud. They're like, no. You need to come in here clean, then we'll let you in the house. Welcome to the family. So that's how Amex works. Okay.
Pretty much.
All right, and what's our last card?
The last card, we saved it for last because they don't check your credit report.
That's why people like them.
Yeah. Like, all
them shiesty people, they be over here.
Yeah, like, I don't want them to check my credit. I'm like, okay.
Just fix your credit. Anyway, I get it. Things happen.
Capital on tap.
Capital on tap. Now, this is a different type of card. This ain't like
this ain't for everybody, but we're gonna talk about it because people need to know.
Yes. So
yeah, it's revenue based. So no, they're not gonna look at your credit report. You could literally have a bankruptcy as of yesterday and still get approved, but you better be making really good money in your business and be able to prove it. Not just say you make good money.
They need W-2s.
They need W-2s if you pay yourself. They want to see bank statements. Most of the times they want you to hook up your bank account to the platform so they can see your transactions, or they want you to send in bank statements so you can see them.
Yes. And the minimum revenue requirement is, which isn't huge,
Yeah.
but they're looking at about $2,500 a month.
Net, yeah. So like
Yeah.
you might be bringing in 10, but
You need to profit.
you need to be at least profiting 2.5. You can't be in the negative, right?
Yeah.
So you have to. That's like the bare minimum. Obviously, the more, the better.
Yeah. What kind of credit limits but so since this is revenue based, normally we, obviously the other cards we're personal credit, and we're big advocates of improving personal credit. But with revenue based, does that change and increase the limit? So far, we looked at limits about 25,000, 50,000, 25 with, I believe was the first card GM, 50,000 potentially with AMEX. No, I got that backwards. 50,000 with GM, 25 with AMEX potentially. What kind of limits are we looking at with capital on tap?
Anywhere from like 10K to 50K.
Okay, still in that same ballpark. Nice. Now, if I start my business like last month,
Yeah.
it's bringing in 10,000 net. Do I qualify? Because my business has been open long
Yeah.
enough.
So that's the thing with these type of cards, because they don't pull your credit, they do want you to have a more established business. So at least 6 months. So that's like the bare minimum. You can't apply with like a fresh new LLC. Because again, how are you going to prove income if you just opened it yesterday?
True, very true. That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
So they want to see a track history of at least 6 months. You're cash flowing, and again, they don't check your credit. So technically, it is a soft pull, but you got to be making good money.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, one thing that you need to know is 0% APR is reserved for people that got good credit. That is an elite perk of people that can prove that they're great at credit. If you don't got a good credit score, you're never going to get 0 APR, nothing. And so since this is revenue based, they don't check your credit. What type of interest rates are we looking at?
Unfortunately, they're really nasty. So 17 to like 34%.
Oh, Lord.
So if you do not have the revenue capital to pay this card down every single month, I would not get this card.
Yeah.
Because you're going to just eat away at your profits paying interest every month.
Yeah. So just for record, like if you get this card, you use 10 grand, you have to pay back an additional 1,700.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's a lot. But I mean, at the same time, businesses, you need money to survive. And so that's why we're big advocates on just personal guarantee it. But I also understand people's credits, like they take hits for different reasons, right? Whether you had to help someone out, you co-signed on something and it didn't work out. So I understand that part. But that's just the nature of the game. It's just good to have an option better than no option, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So there are, different options out there for everybody. Good credit, bad credit. Just know that if you want, like you said, that 0%, it's reserved for people who have that elite, more established credit.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to repair your credit nowadays. Like there's literally a software that can do it for you.
Yeah.
Hook up your credit report, have a dispute on your behalf.
Yep.
So
we have something like that.
Yeah, we'll put the link at the bottom
yeah,
so you guys can access it.
Now, if you have any one of these cards, or whether it be the AMEX Blue Business Plus, the Blue Business Cash, Capital on Tap, GM. If you have any of those cards, write in the comment what your process has been. Do you agree? Have you gotten approved with different specs? Or what has your experience been using these cards? These are our top 3 soft pulls that we want to share with people. And you can tell now we've talked about it, why they're valuable. Just in general, though, if you're looking for help trying to acquire funding for your business, don't wait, run, click the link in our bio and apply to work with us. We help business owners secure 0% interest funding up to like 250,000 plus for 12 to 18 months on a consistent basis. Great for if you're in real estate, whether you're doing Turo, whether you're just trying to own, trying to buy a building, maybe you're trying to get just whatever that need is for your business. And we can help you with that. Also, we also specialize in other types of lending options, but work with us. Click the link in the bio, click the link in the description below, and then we'd love to see if we can partner.
Let's do it.
But outside of that, we appreciate talking to you guys. Speak to you soon, and we will find you in the next one.